How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like finishing your laundry and successfully matching all your daughter's baby socks together on the first try.
Let's see. Panda socks, fire truck socks, socks with those cute little strawberries on them.
You matched each and every one of those tiny socks. I mean, has this ever happened in the history of laundry?
And a penguin wearing a cowboy hat socks. Done.
Enjoy the moment, Dad. You've earned it. Yep, switching and saving with Geico feels just like that. Get more with Geico.
Hello, baby. Hello, nasty. Hello there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Hey everybody, welcome to The Brink of Sanity, episode 420. I am Jay. How you doing, Mark?
I am doing fine. How are you doing, Jay?
I am doing good. I am happy to be doing more Brink episodes.
Okay. Well, then you're not going to be happy after this.
Oh, good. I like opening with a downer.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is the last one for I think our next one will be 2026. I'm just assuming.
25?
No, 6. I think I have the correct year.
Okay. Go on.
No, I didn't have a bit. I was just saying I think the next one will be in 2026.
You want to go a 13-month break on the show?
What is going on in the world of orbs, aliens, and other weird shit that is going on? Do you want to get to that bigger topic? Because I want to delve into the alien shit. But do you want to talk about anything else first?
We could jump right into it because it's weird and it's happening every day and it's been happening for a month and we should probably talk about it.
Can I give you one? This topic will be a little bit. I hesitate. I just saw this right before we got on. Mm-hmm. I hesitate to bring this one up because I feel like it makes me sound like an asshole. So on NFL Reddit, there was like a headline: Brett Favre speaks out against LGBTQ inclusivity in schools. Mm-hmm. And the whole thread of people just bashing Brett Favre. And you know what? Brett Favre could be, I think he stole, there's allegedly stole from poor people and like Mississippians and some other shit. Do you know what people are getting on him for?
What?
He said it looked weird because a school system, I guess an assignment in the school was to pretend you are gay and you're coming out to your parents. And he was like, that sounds like an odd assignment. And people are like, how dare you think that's odd? How dare you think it's a weird assignment? You must hate gay people. And he's like, no, this just seems like a really weird assignment.
Okay, two things. One, that is a weird assignment. And two, if I got caught taking money from charities for poor people and spending it on myself, I would never say anything in public ever again.
Yeah, that too. But it also seems like it's like they're like, well, this is like will really be like empathy for you have to empathize with like the LGBTQ community coming. I'm like, how is it empathy when you're just like you're doing a skit where you're like, hey dad, I'm gay. It seems like it's probably really harder for the people actually experiencing that than some kid just acting it out with like almost trivializes the whole thing.
Right, with a generation that is less accepting of it. So the whole thing seems not like a great idea.
I think the new generation is more accepting.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you're telling it to your parents, who's less accepting, like, what is the point?
Even the parents, like my generation, probably pretty accepting. I think the grandparents' generation is probably less accepting. I think our generation is probably pretty accepting also.
You know what? I was thinking of the other. I forgot how old I am, and
yeah, we're parent age. I mean,
yeah.
Obviously, I don't know if I remind you, I have like a middle schooler.
Right. Yeah, I have friends with like college graduate kids now. It's weird.
Yeah. It was just like so. I'm like, you could have kids talk about their experience coming out, and like, people are like, the whole thread, this whole Reddit thread, is people like bashing him, calling him like just all these hateful things about Favre, and then like every sprinkled in is one person being like, every once in a while, someone's like, the assignment's kind of weird, and people are like, how dare you say the assignment's weird? Like, the assignment seems kind of weird.
Yeah, this is why I can't, like, obviously, if you listen to the show, I don't really consider myself, like, far right, but I can't consider myself far left either because they, like, flip out over everything, and I just...
Over the dumbest shit,
yeah. It's like, that's not something
like,
to get
you
upset
have kids,
about.
like, coming, speaking to the class, explaining their experience coming out, that would evoke empathy, and, like, that would be great. Like, Why the fuck do you want to have kids play act someone's traumatic experience? Next, we're gonna play a play act. Your experience, if you're like, we'll try to get inclusive of the kids who've lost a parent. Play act the experience of losing a parent.
All right, will you let's go pretend that you
let's
were
go.
molested in front of your uncle. Like,
Yes, yes. Let's just play act everything that's traumatic for people, and let's just make it like something you just kind of play around with in class. Just like act out people's trauma.
have fun with it.
Have fun with it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, so that's obviously that's a random item. Also a random item is that I saw that there's a startup company that is. So Jay, I know you've been trying to get the. I know you've been trying to get your card game going, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I don't know how well it's going, Jay. I assume it's killing it at this point. But can I interest you in investing in another startup?
Probably not, but go ahead.
Okay. There's a Dallas-based company called American Rounds, and their company is really kicking off.
I'm gonna get so mad.
Do you want to know
already.
what?
I know I'm gonna get mad.
you wanna
in
know
about
what-
5 seconds.
What do you think? What do you think? Okay, they're based out of Dallas, and the company is called American Rounds. See if you can guess what their business is.
Is it ammo?
You're getting yes, it is an ammo business. What's their unique strategy that's in this startup? I mean, like obviously companies produce ammo; they're not the first one.
The ammo has an American flag design on it.
Actually, it says deny. What's the thing with the healthcare one?
Defer, deny something.
Yeah. No. So okay, so it's not anything written on the ammo. It is. I'll give you a hint.
Googly eyes.
Their company involves ammo.
Mm-hmm.
It also involves grocery stores and various other retailers.
Is it an ammo section in a grocery store where you can get ammo delivered?
You know where you get gumballs at the grocery store?
Are you talking about like a vending machine for ammo?
Oh, there you go. Ammo vending machine.
That's what we need. That's great.
You know, sometimes you just need ammo really fast. You can't take the time to pick it up and bring it to the cashier. You need to be able to go right to the vending machine.
This massacre was delayed because I didn't have any quarters.
Can you break $1? I need to murder some people.
Wow.
They are opening up kiosks in a dozen. They have already a dozen supermarkets across Texas, Oklahoma, Alabama, and Colorado.
You know how like Americans call Japanese weird because you could get like women's underwear and vending machines over there?
That is weird. That's really weird.
Yeah, but they're over there going like, they have vending machines for ammo. What weirdos.
Yeah. Can you? So for those vending machines where you can get women's underwear, it's used women's underwear, right?
Yeah.
Is there a part of the vending machine where as a woman you could deposit your underwear for like credits?
I haven't delved that deeply into how the vending machines are stocked. I don't know if there's a certificate of authenticity.
I think the vending machines that do ammo should be next to the vending machines that give used women's underwear. That seems to go together with me in a fucked up universe that we might live in.
When I was in Singapore, they had a beer vending machine. That was nice.
That seems. I guess if you can prove you have some kind of ID you insert to the machine, that doesn't seem completely crazy.
No, especially if you have a 12-hour layover. Seems like a pretty good idea to me.
Yeah, that's a total. I thought you were going to do something crazy.
No. I'm just saying, like, there's plenty of options for like more normal vending machines that we can go to before that.
What about a human kidney vending machine? Would that be a good one? I bet there'd be a lot of demand.
Yeah, I mean, you'd probably have to accept crypto for that, right?
Yeah, that one. That's probably one of the uses for crypto right now is buying
I feel like if I
kidneys.
was going to buy a kidney, even if I had the money, I just wouldn't feel right unless it was through like a crypto transaction.
Yeah. I feel like so we were talking offline about like what was the coin today you were like following? Pudgy
Penguin coin. Up 32%.
Is that like a meme? What is Pudgy Penguin?
I don't know. It's up 32% today. Like millions of people are buying Pudgy Penguin coin.
Is that like a new Carvel ice cream cake?
Crypto is a legit form of economy, And Pudgy Penguin is the number 15 coin in the planet.
Right. I guess when you hear about the Hawk Tuah coin, you're like, Pudgy Penguin. I mean, like, I don't know which one seemed more legit.
Pudgy Penguin, probably.
Yeah.
It lasted
Also,
more than 24 hours.
Don't you assume most of crypto is used for like money laundering and other illegal activities? Besides wild speculation.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, there's no reason you wouldn't know. Jay has gotten really interested in investing lately. Is that right, Jay?
Yes. I might not have the means to invest a lot, but I have the desire to invest a lot.
Okay, well that's something.
Yeah.
And so you've been reading a lot about investing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I figured instead of reading thousands and thousands of X-Men comics, maybe I should do something better with my time.
That seems like not a bad idea. So I have a game for you.
Okay.
In the game, would you think you have an idea of how companies are doing in our economy? Because you're gonna invest, right?
Right.
Okay. So for this game, I'll tell you, see if you can guess the return on certain stocks. We can stop this game really fast if the game's lame. But basically, I'm going to try to see if you can get an idea of how the market's doing. So do you know what is the market like? What's the when people talk about how the market's doing, what are they usually referring to? What's the benchmark for the market?
How high the Dow is.
S&P 500?
Yeah, S&P 500, dividends per stock.
Okay, so S&P 500, what do you think the return, and the stock market dropped a lot today, but what do you think the return into the stock market is for the S&P 500 for the years? And tell me why.
30%.
Okay, so you think it's been, and is that a good return?
Yeah.
Okay. It's 23% or 23.8%. So it's a pretty good year. On average, I think it's like 10% a year historically. So like Biden's economy, who didn't get reelected for, it's doing well. Okay, so I'm going to name some companies and tell me if you think they're doing better. Would they be better or worse investments than just betting in the S&P? Okay. Expedia. Better investment or worse investment than just betting the S&P?
Worse.
Worse. Why?
The price of traveling went up so much. I feel like maybe less people are traveling.
You are right. 18%, not as good as the market. Starbucks.
Better.
Better. Why?
Because I have never seen a Starbucks not have 1 million people in it. It's just a hunch.
Starbucks is negative 4% for the year. It's getting crushed.
Wow.
Yeah. Apple.
Oh, that's a tough one. Apple is like a brand that people are blindly loyal to.
Yes.
On the other hand, they haven't had a good product in a while. I'm going to say they're down.
They're up slightly, 33%. Very good year for Apple.
Wow, okay.
Verizon Communications.
Verizon's up.
Why?
I think they're expanding into areas they weren't in before, so they have a lot of new customers.
3%. They're getting crushed by the S&P.
3?
Nice try, Jay. Yep.
Okay.
Serious
That sounds
stock.
like a buy opportunity to me.
Maybe. Serious stock. Jay, you are the investment expert on the show, so let's go.
How
do you think Sirius
has
XM
got to
does?
be down.
Down a lot or a little?
I'm going to say a lot.
Okay, negative 60%.
That's a lot.
Probably not what you want to buy for the year.
No.
Costco.
Costco up.
Up a little bit? A lot?
Up a little bit.
Up almost 50% for the year.
That's a lot.
Netflix.
Up a lot.
90% for the year.
Yeah.
Goldman Sachs.
Up a little bit.
8%. Then getting crushed by the S&P. Citigroup, where all the money is.
Citigroup down a little bit.
Slightly above the S&P, 28%. AMD. This is a stock that Jay has talked endlessly about how his old company made him sell it and he'd be a rich man if they just let him hold on to AMD.
Down.
Down 12%.
I know because I have some. I had a ton of it, and then my job made me sell it. Now I have like 12.
We'll stop this in a few more. Shake Shack.
Up. They're expanding.
A little bit or a lot?
A little bit.
Americans like to be fat. 71%. NVIDIA.
That's through the roof, right?
167%. That's
Yeah.
insane. Spotify.
Up.
137%.
Holy shit.
You want to hear crazy? This one's crazy.
Okay.
Again, we'll move on from this in a second. App Lovin'.
App Lovin'. I don't even know what that is.
The founder was on a podcast I listened to called My First Million. The only reason I've even heard of them. How do you think they've done year to date?
You said it's crazy, so I'm going to say up a lot.
707%.
What is it?
It's App Lovin'. I don't know. I don't remember what it does.
Wow.
But it's crushing the market. By the way, it's crushing Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not even close to where it is, how good it is.
That's crazy.
Donald Trump. DJT, his Trump media.
That's down.
Up 100% for the year. 102%.
Okay. I mean, I probably should have guessed that considering one presidency. I thought that
It's
it
been
was
down
going
lately, but it had a big rise. Reddit.
Reddit's up a tiny bit.
Tiny bit. 250%.
Okay. A little more.
I don't know, Jay. Are you the person to be doing all my investing?
No, definitely not.
Crocs.
Crocs up.
14% below the market.
Okay.
Any other companies you want to check on?
No.
Oh, DraftKings, last one. Our previous spot.
is down.
It's 15%, so not as good as the market. It's pretty hard to know this stuff in advance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously. But you are going into investing, you're going to learn this shit, and you're going to tell me what to invest in?
Hopefully.
For those who are long-time listeners, we had a listener back in 2017, 18, who kept harassing us, telling us that he was all in this buying stocks, and we have to buy these certain stocks. And he would really harass, message us all the time. The main stock he told us to buy, Tesla. It has 10x'd since he told us to buy it. It was like God was like, hey, Marc and Jay, I can make you rich. I'm going to create a random listener of your show to make you rich. And we're like, fuck you.
I mean, we were nice to him. We
were very nice to him.
We didn't have any money to invest at the time.
We apparently should have just taken
Didn't he say Nvidia, Tesla, and Bitcoin? Didn't he say all three of those?
I don't think you remember the others too. But, okay, let's talk about aliens. You want to talk about aliens? What's going on here, Jay? What the hell is going on? There are drone spottings first over New Jersey. Now, Phoenix. My friend saw them in Seattle. There's kind of everywhere. And then there are these things that look like orbs. People are calling them, but some people are calling them plasmoids. And the plasmoid. Have you heard the plasmoid? But let's talk about the theories out there. The plasmoids are sentient. Have you heard this?
I haven't heard that. I heard they're coming from the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay, that's another one. I mean, we can take turns. Why don't we take turns on conspiracy theories we've heard?
Sure.
So the plasmoids, these balls basically of energy up in the sky that, according to these videos, are out there. There's even one video where a drone flies up to the plasmoid, touches it, and then the drone falls right to the ground. Supposedly.
I saw a couple where they didn't even get close to the other drones.
Yeah, maybe the plasmoid's shooting it out of the sky. I don't know. But people are claiming these plasmoids are a sentient being, meaning they are alive. And then beyond that they're alive, people are claiming that they're not just alive, but they're very intelligent. I don't know what, worms are sentient. We're not talking about the worms being super intelligent, but the plasmoids apparently are super intelligent. And they're these new beings that have always been around, I guess, and they're around now.
I definitely didn't hear that one.
Yes, there's also a plasma research lab at Princeton University in New Jersey. And there's a theory that they were trying to create plasmoids. By the way, plasmoids, it's not clear if they're actually real or not. But they were trying to supposedly create plasmoids in this Princeton lab. And kind of like the COVID lab leak theory, there's a view that the plasmoids, they've lost control. Now the plasmoids are everywhere because things got out of hand at this plasma research laboratory in Princeton, New Jersey. Well, at the campus of Princeton, I guess. I don't know if it's at Princeton University or just Princeton, New Jersey. I don't know if it was actually on campus, but that's also a theory. So these plasmoids are beings, and the drones are from the government trying to research these plasmoid beings. So that's one theory out there.
That is certainly a theory.
It is a theory. It is. You can go down a rabbit hole on TikTok exploring this theory about these
plasmoid research
beings.
facility. Okay.
Yes. Well, they point out again, everything also, like, as someone pointed out to me, with AI, literally everything you're seeing online could be completely fake. People just could be making them on their AI like apps.
Right.
And it also could be someone could have made up this. I didn't separately research it. They just showed a location in New Jersey and said, here's a plasma research lab in New Jersey. I didn't separately Google this because why do research beyond going down like TikTok rabbit holes and on Twitter? But I guess the plasmoids are now, I don't know if plasmoids will get to vote in our next elections, but they're here to be part of our world.
Okay.
How do you like that theory?
It's definitely interesting. I had not heard of plasmoids before.
Oh, not before this discussion, or before you
like ever.
You didn't count them when you were looking up drones?
No, but apparently there is a real Princeton plasma physics laboratory.
Oh, there we go. There always has to be the real. Like there was a Wuhan lab, actual lab. So like everything conspiracy theory is built on something. Also, the plasmoids. Supposedly they're around because some people think they're around because we're near nuclear war, and the plasmoids are trying to basically save humanity. And they did that. They were around World War II doing the exact same thing to try to save us from the nuclear bombs destroying the world. Did you know? Here's something I learned. Do you know the band Foo Fighters?
Yeah, they fight Foo.
Do you know what their name is actually from? Did you ever think about it?
No.
Any idea what their name is from? Did you always I just don't even think about these things a lot of times. Like I like the band, saw them this summer. Did you ever think about it or want to know what the band's name is?
No, they were asked on Space Ghost why they're Foo Fighters, and they said they fight Foo. So I just
Foo Fighters are an actual term. They were what American pilots in World War II called UFOs.
Huh.
Dave Grohl has said that he was in a UFO phase when he made the band's name. So they legitimately are a term, or they use the term UFOs. They use the term Foo Fighters. And in World War II, people claim to have seen plasmoids also.
Okay, interesting.
That's an interesting fact about Foo Fighters. I think that's the most interesting fact that I've learned about the entire. That's the only thing I've learned as an actual fact during this whole drone.
I did find an article that says new insight into blobs improves understanding, and this is about the Princeton plasmoid facility, but it's from 2 years ago.
New insight into, I'm sorry, what?
New insight into blobs. I guess they were calling the plasmoids blobs.
I think, Jay, I think it's you're supposed to call them, the more politically correct term is larger human beings. You don't call fat people blobs.
Horizontally enhanced.
Like we're researching blobs and people are like, that's fucked up, man. I'm trying to lose weight.
So the one I found was, I feel like, a little more grounded.
Oh, you think? By the way, if you stared at these, have you looked at these images of the plasmoids or orbs?
Yeah.
You see what's considered an orb and what's considered a drone, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What does it look like to you? What the hell is it?
It looks pretty plasmoidic to me.
Yeah, it sounds right. You're like, I just learned of plasmoids a half hour ago, but that seems right. I'm doing my own research.
I mean, the government did say it was not an Iranian mothership launching drones from the Atlantic Ocean, which for a while made me think it was absolutely 100% an Iranian mothership launching drones from the Atlantic Ocean.
There may or may not be a mothership. I don't know why they're calling it a mothership either, as if it's like Star Wars we're living in. But there was someone in Congress said this. He's like, he swears that there's a mothership. Again, I don't know why he's calling it a mothership, but there's a ship, basically an Iranian ship near the government, and I don't even know it's true anymore. And the government has given no explanation. They're like, Donald Trump went on TV and was like, not a big deal. Nothing's going on. It's fine. So I'm like, I think he'd be more worried if the aliens were here, or I don't think he'd be like, you think he'd have a good like poker face if they like thought aliens were here?
No. No.
Okay, what's the deal with the oceans?
They have an underground base in the oceans.
The orbs or the drones or the
Yeah, but not the drones. The orbs or the plasmoids.
Yeah, I saw one video actually about this, and they said the orbs. They found out the orbs can fly through water. I'm like, how the fuck would you know that?
I mean, I did see a video of them going straight down and straight up out of the water. So, I don't know. But the one I saw is the FAA Reauthorization Act of 2018 expires in 3 days from today. And
the FAA what?
Reauthorization Act of 2018.
Federal Aviation Reauthorization. What's that have to do with anything?
So that is, it puts a lot of restrictions on drones, and like if you use a drone, you have to have like an ID of who the owner is attached to the drone and stuff. So that's expiring in 3 days. So this is a big psyop by the government to basically scare Congress into re-signing this act.
Hey, Morgan, get a call.
I'm gonna pause.
Okay, we can go back in.
Yeah. So that's what I heard about that.
Okay. So you think they're aliens, or you've heard that they are aliens living in the ocean?
No, I was going back to the act that expires in 3 days.
Oh, sorry. We had a break in the action because my daughter came down and I completely forgot.
It was like 30 whole seconds, so I could see you.
30 whole seconds. My daughter needed to get a ribbon from the basement. Okay, so it basically prevent like now drones can do whatever they want.
Well, no, because the act is still active right now, but it expires in 3 days. So
what's it have to do with anything?
Well, it's up for a revote. Like Congress can pass. Oh no, Congress has a new thing, HR 8610, which is the Security, Safety, and Reauthorization Act of 2024. So it's basically the same thing as the 2018 one, but with even more restrictions, so they can have more power over control of the citizens.
Okay, that sounded really more like you sounded very 1984 there.
Well, I mean, it's not like the government hasn't done that before.
What's stuff to do with the drones, Jay?
It adds more control over drones. So
it seems like we might want. What do you think we might want more control over drones right now?
Well, if the government's doing it, then it's like we don't need more control over the drones. It's the government that's doing it.
We have no idea what's going on. Have you heard of Project Bluebeam?
I've seen it mentioned, but I have no idea what it is.
What is Project Bluebeam? This is a lot of people are referencing. This is what's going on with the orbs. Project Bluebeam, a theory suggesting a global agenda to unite humanity under one government using advanced holographic technology, drones. Imagine looking up in the sky and seeing a religious figure you've been taught to worship appearing to deliver a quote message, or witnessing an event that alters what we know about history. The goal to manipulate the masses by using fake global crisis, making them believe in a single global authority to survive. So the idea is blah 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 blah. It's something called the New World Order, and they think these drones are part, and they're using holographic technology, and it will basically, with the goal of creating a one world government to keep us all under control.
And you didn't get this off of InfoWars?
This was off of TikTok. There's a lot of weird stuff on TikTok. It's totally InfoWars-esque. The alleged steps: stage a global crisis, religious manipulation, mass surveillance, blur the lines between reality and illusion. Project Bluebeam. People all over. Every time I look up a video, people are talking about Project Bluebeam as the explanation of what's going on.
Okay, that's an interesting one. I did go peek at InfoWars,
Yes.
Because
They must be going hog. By the way, they were supposed to be sold to the Onion, but they weren't.
yes, so a judge rescinded the Onion's bid. So the site was down during all this, but now it's back. And
Okay.
there was a brief moment where I was looking at all the headlines and I'm like, is this the Onion or is this InfoWars? And it was actually InfoWars was back and back to their batshit crazy stuff. So
Yeah, that seems right.
this one I got was the plan was to assassinate Trump in Butler, and they failed. And then Mar-a-Lago, they failed. So now the Obama-led shadow government is getting bolder.
Why can't it be the Biden-led government that's in power right now?
Because everybody knows that Biden's not in power. So
Oh, okay.
Biden can't even figure out how to like eat Jello at this point. So he's definitely not doing mass plots to assassinate the incumbent president.
Every time something's like going wrong, they're like, "Look how incompetent Biden is." Every time something's going right, they're like, "Shadow government working overtime."
Right. So yeah, they're getting bolder and they're using drones to try and assassinate Trump at Bedminster, but Trump was tipped off and canceled that trip. So their plan was to use the drones, so they let their presence be known 3 weeks before the planned trip, and then they're still hovering over it after he canceled the trip, because that is how sneaky and insidious they are.
And they're also in like Phoenix and other parts of the country because they're like, you never know where Trump will pop up.
Well, there's probably a Bedminster in a couple different states, and so they wanted to cover their bases.
We've got to get Trump on Main Street. Looks like there's 35,000 Main Streets
Right.
in the U.S.
Unleash the drones.
Unleash the drones.
Couldn't we have picked a different street? No, it has to be Main Street.
Yeah, has to be Main Street. Okay, I got another one for you that I've read online. Let's see. I'm not making these theories up. I'm seeing them online. This one, you didn't like the plasmoid theory, right?
No, the whole sentient being in a lab, that wasn't grabbing me.
They also said that the plasmoids were trying to be created because they're like a way for like, I guess, renewable energy, because they make electricity or something out of nowhere, out of nothing. If we could just harness that, it could solve global energy.
So
Anyway,
they just
this
basically
one's-
found a new life form. They want to just enslave it.
So anyway, this one's grounded in more reality. The orbs are angels. This is what angels actually look like. If you look in the Bible and look at like the specifications about what an angel actually looks like, this is what an angel looks like. So angels are back on Earth. And so all you people, religious people who believe in angels, you were right.
And so they just do nothing.
Well, I mean, we can't, like the angels, they work in mysterious ways.
They hid for thousands of years, and now they're just like, we're going to float around just New Jersey.
Well, they're floating around in other parts like Phoenix also. They're seeing the world. Maybe this is stage one of angel sanity. Like insanity with the Knicks, but angel sanity.
And they only care about Northeast America.
Yeah, or maybe I don't know, maybe they're elsewhere. Maybe like we're just not like most of us can't read other languages, so maybe like they're being reported in France and we're like, shit, no one knows French.
Okay. I saw.
Yeah. So I mean, you're like your wife has family in Thailand. Has you asked her if her family has seen any angels floating above their house?
No, I have not asked them that. Maybe next time.
Okay.
We
We should do you should start asking people like probably more people than you think have been seeing these angels. Why don't you tomorrow walk around your town and just ask people, have you been noticing the angels floating?
Okay, I mean it's a theory.
It's a theory. I think it's grounded in a lot of reality, and like I think it's a solid theory. The angels, these are angels, and of course the government's not worried because angels are always good,
I feel like
unless they're fallen angels. Because I think the devil was a fallen angel.
he was, yeah.
And if they're a California angel, I don't really like that team.
Yeah. What if they're in the outfield?
Yes, that's true. That's a heavy thought.
So, yeah, I mean, That's it. I feel like I should have done more TikTok research because yours are way more out there than mine.
Way more, much better than yours.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you seen? You want me to give you another one?
Sure.
Unless you have it, well, you can jump in after this. So there's a video circulating on TikTok. I'm sorry, on Twitter. Sorry. And I think elsewhere I've seen it referenced. I even was listening to like sports radio in the morning, and they referenced this video. There's a guy who claims to have worked at a drone facility or drone manufacturer where they make drones for the government. Have you seen this video?
I saw part of it. It was like 8 minutes, right?
It might as well be 5 hours long. It's so you just like get to the goddamn point, sir. Like,
yeah, he was kind of
please,
rambling, so I turned it off.
Like I have emergency. I have earth-changing, like world-changing information to give it to you. I'm going to take about 7 hours to get it to you.
Yeah.
I could not believe how slow and just you're like sitting there like, okay, get to the point, sir. Get to the point. Can you get to the fucking point? Anyway, the point was there are lost nukes that may be from Ukraine or something like that, or Russia, but the lost nukes are now somewhere in America, and these drones are trying to find the lost nukes, but only at night because during the daytime the drones have to rest.
That was along the lines of the one I had.
I'm not sure which season of 24 they're referencing, but
I think it was the 4th season.
I don't know. It just seems like they're like 24 is real. Jack Bauer will save us.
I mean, that does kind of make sense.
It does make that there's a lost nuke.
Yeah.
Our country's government's like, everything's fine. There's a nuke somewhere in America that could go off at any time and wipe out like half the country.
Yeah, that's why it makes sense that they're not saying anything.
This is the one I think I buy into the Angels more than the lost nukes.
No, this is the one I buy into the most because
Really?
they're not saying anything. Like
Why?
I feel like if it was something just like a little bad, they would be like, oh, it's just like whatever. But like this is really bad, so they just don't want to say anything. They're like, you know what? Whatever like lies or conspiracies you're coming up with, it's better than us just saying there's like a nuke lost in New Jersey.
I guess that would be a crazy thing. Like they're like, okay, everyone calm down. Everything's fine. There's a nuke lost. We're playing Where's Waldo with a nuke. Everything will be fine. Everyone go about your regular business.
As long as we find it before it goes off, everything will be
fine. We have 24 hours to find this nuke. What will we do? Dun dun.
They did announce a new season of 24 next year with Jack Bauer.
Maybe my theory I voiced to you offline is this is guerrilla marketing for the new season of 24.
Yeah, he's like, I'm back,
yeah.
bitches.
They'll be like, oh my God, there's a lost nuke. Really? And then Trump will be like, in partnership with Fox Productions, we're Jack Bauer's here to save us, and this was all part of a big promotion, and the government got $100 million from Fox for doing this promotion.
But yeah, the one I did hear is that they're
Something like that.
They're looking for radiation spikes, and so they're scouring the area for radiation spikes.
Jay?
Yeah. I hear you.
Okay. So why do they not scour the for radiation at night?
Why do they?
I'm sorry, during the day.
Why don't they during the day? Maybe they do, and we can't see them.
Why do they not scour during the day? They seem to be only concerned with they're only looking for radiation at night.
Maybe we just can't see them during the day. Yeah?
We can't see the angels?
Yeah, we can't see them. They reflect off the sun.
What are the orbs? What the hell are the orbs? How do the orbs fit into this thing?
The orbs blend in with the sun.
The orbs are like even better at finding the nukes?
They're blending in over the sun, they blend in with the sun, so you can't see them. No? I mean...
Okay, so the
don't you think it's plausible?
You can't see, the orbs you can't see during the day because they're invisible.
Yes. Don't you think it's...
I don't know. This doesn't seem that plausible to me either.
I find it very plausible that it's something so bad that the government would rather run with plasmoid aliens or angels. That's my.
You remember when they had a couple of years ago when they had the Chinese like balloons going across America,
Yeah.
and we were like, "Yep, we're just gonna let them go across America." The spy balloons, and
You don't want to.
that was it.
Do anything about that?
We didn't really do much about that. I think we shot them down over the ocean, maybe.
It got like halfway across the country first. Like,
Yeah,
it was pretty bad.
I thought it made it all the way to like the Pacific Ocean.
I think it might have. Yeah. They're just like, yeah, we don't want to risk like having it land somewhere, so we're gonna let it spy across the whole country first.
We gave them back to like we're like China. You can't do this anymore. You have to set up an app that's spy on us called TikTok.
Would that be funny? Spending like $100 trillion on defense, and we had no solution for a balloon.
No solution whatsoever.
Foiled by the balloon.
There was something, I think in World War II, I forget what country, they used bombs with balloons. And they just like let the balloons go and the balloons like ended up landing places and blowing up.
It's festive.
Yeah, yeah. It must be the holidays. Oh shit.
We a balloon.
We So I think it's guerrilla marketing. You like guerrilla marketing for something. That's my plausible theory number one.
Okay.
For a movie production, like a Blair Witch type movie production, just like Blair Witch, they pretended to be real. Some movies coming out where they want to like scare people, so they're putting all this stuff up and trying to create a lot of like buzz, and then they're gonna release the movie.
What do you really think it is?
Yeah, that seems more that, or it could be basically there's some drones and people are reacting by flying their drones, and it's just a bunch of like, like maybe there's a government drone, maybe there's people's drones, and like it looks crazier than it is because everyone's flying their drones trying to like get involved in this thing.
You don't think if it was just some people flying their drones, the government would be like, yeah, it's some assholes flying drones?
I mean, the government seemed to not give a shit, basically. Though they had Congress was briefed on this on Tuesday. I have not heard reports since what Congress was actually briefed on, but they were briefed behind closed doors about this.
They're saying don't tell anybody about the nuke that we lost.
Do you believe members of Congress be able to like keep their lips tight, like just
well,
not,
a couple of them were like, no, this is really bad.
I think like they get briefed and they'd be like, cool, I'm not gonna tell everyone. Hey, Twitter.
Yeah, I could go viral if I'm the first one to release it.
Turns out aliens are real. Do you think maybe like 2025 is gonna start off with us finding out like this is like just like COVID 2019? We're like, what's going on? What's going on? And we're gonna have a global plasmoid crisis pandemic.
Are we far enough away if one goes off? Like, say like in Manhattan.
No.
Okay.
No, we're fucked. We're completely fucked.
Yeah. Okay.
You think New Jersey's, assuming it's in New Jersey, because that's where it all started.
Right.
Though it could be in Phoenix or Seattle. My friend saw one in Seattle. If it's in New Jersey, we are completely fucked. Because not just the explosion, it's the fallout from it.
Right. Like, I wasn't sure how far that goes.
It depends on how big the nuke is. That would be a factor. There are smaller nukes and there are bigger nukes. Like, not every nuke is like what we dropped over Hiroshima. I think we're fucked.
Okay. Great.
But you believe, so you think you're going with you really think it's the nuke thing?
That's the one I'm going with, yeah.
I'm going with angels. I think angels are most plausible.
Okay.
You don't buy into the angels? Maybe the angels are here to find the nuke.
Could be. Yeah, the mayor of Belleville, New Jersey, said the state police issued an alert for missing radioactive material about a month ago. After a shipping container was found damaged and empty.
Ooh, that is a plot from like the episode of 24.
It is, but it's also like the timeline is pretty crazy.
So the last month they've been looking for this nuclear material. Why are there drones in Phoenix? What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. Maybe there's more than one shipping container that was missing. I don't know.
There's 57 nukes in the United States right now. We're really fucked. I think you want to see, like, if you start seeing members of Congress book vacations outside the country, then we know we're fucked.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, it's just the Real
Why did Ted
Housewife.
Cruz buy a one-way ticket to get the fuck go to the other side of the world? Yeah.
Congress is like, we decided we're just gonna take a couple week break now, like effective immediately.
We're going to have a congressional bonding session in Australia. We're all going to fly there right now.
Just coincidentally the exact farthest point from New Jersey.
As far as we can be. We're not New Jersey residents. Don't worry. There's nothing to see. Currently, I'm reporting from the moon. I'm so fucking scared.
We've decided to be the first test subjects for the Mars colony.
Okay, so here's something that I think will happen. I want to talk about predictions. I predict in a couple weeks, we will stop seeing the drones, stop seeing the plasmoids, and much like when there's a school shooter, we'll never get an explanation of why it happened.
And that'll be it? We'll just never hear about it?
That'll be it. There'll be no explanation. We'll be like, remember the time there were plasmoids? And there were like drones everywhere? We're like, yeah, I kind of remember that. Was it a couple of years ago? Yeah, I kind of remember that. Oh, well, what was the reason? Did we ever find out? We didn't find out. Okay.
You're probably right.
That's probably like, I feel like stuff happens all the time where you're like, why'd that happen? And we just never get an answer. And like,
it's
like, okay, move on.
A random person could say something mean at a random coffee shop, and they know that person's like job, name, and where they like school history within 30 seconds.
Within 30 seconds.
And nobody's figured this out.
No one seems that. It is kind of amazing how like ho-hum the government has been about this.
Yeah.
You also, if it was a nuke, wouldn't you think they'd be like moving stuff around? Like people like carefully telling everyone, hey, everyone in New Jersey, we had a fun vacation idea for you guys in Vermont. You guys want to go there?
I really think it's to not cause panic. I really do. I also thought I was out of the blast zone, so now I'm a little more concerned.
You thought everything was fine?
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's all the way down there.
I mean, I'm just guessing, but I think I was there was somewhere they were talking about like, if you think you're safe, like this is gonna wipe like a nuke, and obviously everyone knows exactly how big the nuke is. They're like, it could wipe out like half the eastern seaboard.
Oh. Well, I guess it depends which way the wind's blowing. Maybe
it depends on also how big the goddamn.
If it's blowing in a southerly direction, I might be okay.
Maybe they're like Tic Tac nukes, really small ones. Just a little bit of cancer and like
just a few little blocks.
Few little blocks, maybe. Maybe that's it.
Okay.
So Jay, assuming that you have like a month to live, because the world's going to end in 2025, like in a couple of weeks, what are you going to do with the rest of your life?
Put all my money into Pudgy Penguin coin.
That seems good. Why don't we make a drone coin? Or even better, a plasmoid coin?
Angel plasmoid
Wouldn't that be
drone
great?
coin.
People would invest. You were like, oh my God, it's plasmoid coin. What's it do? I don't know. What do the plasmoids do? They go together somehow.
They go to the moon. Just like this coin.
I mean, first of all, plasmoids are sentient, and they need to buy stuff because they have needs also. And what do they use? They use plasmoid coin.
I mean, if we knew how to make coins, we'd probably have like 5 of them by now.
I think it's not that hard. I think you could Google how to do it. I mean, I'm not going to figure it out or do it.
I feel like it might be a little hard. I think there would be more of them if it was that easy.
There's like 1,000 of them on World Coin Index.
Yeah, I feel like there would be 1 million of them if there was.
Do you think if you spent the time you were spending on making the game, on making a coin, you could make a coin?
I don't know. I really don't know what it entails. I think you have to do filings.
How to make
like
a crypto coin.
You're going to do it.
Do you have to? Or
figure out how to make a crypto coin live on the show right now.
Okay, Coinbase says how to create a cryptocurrency.
Is it more than 2 lines?
I have to read all this shit. You can choose a blockchain platform, design the cryptocurrency, legal and regulatory considerations. Well,
Yeah,
Coinbase is probably
lot.
giving you like the ethical way to do this, or like the
There's
got to be like
how to get on Coinbase.
There's got to be like things that are like simpler, where you're just like plug in your coin, and like 5 minutes later, like here's your coin.
I feel like Coinbase is a little stricter. Like they don't have Pudgy Penguin.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like
they
some
don't
of
have
these like crypto platforms, they accept anything. I mean,
creating a new cryptocurrency takes know-how, time, and the desire to create something that people will want to own and use. Okay, that last part's a lie.
Yeah.
Determine the use for your cryptocurrency. Fraud. Select a blockchain and platform, whatever is easy. Prepare the nodes. We're fucked.
Oh, I don't know what a node is, and we're done.
There's got to be an easier way to do this. Okay, here we go. There's a video called How to Make Cryptocurrency in 60 Seconds.
60 seconds.
So the video itself is 16 minutes long. I would play the video on the show if the video was 60 seconds. How could the video call like how to make it in 60 seconds if the video is 16 minutes long?
I feel like in that case, it would take at least 16 minutes, right?
What's stopping you from creating your own coin on Reddit? The first response was decency, laziness, mostly.
Well, we don't have much decency, but we're pretty lazy.
I mean, how hard could this be? Create a cryptocurrency in 9 steps. I'm looking for an article that says 9 easy steps.
Right.
Oh, here we go. Create your own token in 5 minutes. A step-by-step guide.
All right. Well, maybe we'll look into it.
Okay, you click on create your own token. Before creating your token, you need a supported wallet. Fuck. You need to ensure sufficient funds in your wallet. Research network on which to create your own token. Select a token in standard. Select a network and token standard. ERC-20, ERC-1400. This is why I'm not going to be rich.
Right. I don't even know that last part. I didn't even know.
I have no idea. Maybe the plasmoids know how to they're smart. People are telling the plasmoids are smart, so maybe they can create cryptocurrencies. Maybe the plasmoids are here to get in on the Pudgy Penguin.
So to lighten it up a little, there's a guy on TikTok who owns a company where you can complain about your boss anonymously, and he'll go to your work and curse them out for you.
How much is he making doing this? Millions?
Probably. So he'll just show up and cause trouble and call you out, and if you have a list of things you want him to call him out about, he'll do that.
Okay. You want me to change topics here? So, as part of my house / mansion, as you call it, which is not a mansion, it's a regular house. A few years ago, what do you think of the Long Island water, Jay?
It's disgusting. Well, I mean, the drinking water or the ocean water?
The drinking water.
The drinking water's all right. Yeah.
Okay. My wife's been worried about the drinking water.
No, the drinking water's okay.
So a few years ago, she decided we needed to get a whole house water filter. So some guy from a company came here. We listened to a pitch for a couple companies. We used one that my wife thought was good. We got a whole house water filter.
Does that mean
everything?
The shower and the toilet?
Everything besides the sprinklers. So you could drink from the toilet, supposedly. It's all filtered water coming into your house.
These sound like options you don't need.
Well, I mean, I guess for drinking the water, and now I guess the water is filtered for showers and everything else.
Why would you need that?
Well, I want the cleanest possible water. Well, first of all, you're drinking the water, so you want it filtered from whatever was in the water that we're scared of. I'm sure our town filters the water also, but we need to really filter before it comes into our house. Instead of buying bottled water, my wife's thing was I want to get a bottled water. It's like one of those big jugs, but I'm we don't have a lot of room for our kitchen. She's like, fine, let's do a whole house filter.
How much did this cost you?
I think I want to say $5,000.
I bought a.
But wait.
Okay.
But wait, there's more.
Okay.
What do you think of this idea so far?
So far, I like my idea of buying a $30 Brita pitcher better.
Okay. Well, I mean, that versus a $5,000 whole house water. I mean, don't you want to be able to drink from your toilet water?
I mean, it's close, but I think I'm going to go with the Brita pitcher so far.
Okay. So, so are you get a whole house filter? Are you gonna drink the water from the from your sink? Are you gonna drink the water?
Isn't that the whole point of?
Well, wait. To make the water you're gonna drink even more filtered, we have a reverse osmosis filter that we could put under your sink, and we have a separate tap, so now you can drink the most filtered and clean water.
We use big words so we can charge you more money.
I'm reverse osmosis there's osmosis and diffusion wasn't reversing osmosis just means diffusion? What the fuck is reverse osmosis?
Like I said, I think they just use big words to charge you a lot of money.
basically someone came into our house and goes, "We have Pudgy Penguin for your entire house," and we're like,
Hello,
My wife was obsessed with this, so
I'm here
we had
for
to do
the
this.
household scam, the entire house
Okay.
scam.
So do you think this sounds? So we had this whole house. We had the whole house water filter
Yeah.
and a reverse osmosis filter under our sink. By the way, I should have led with this story because this story gets better. What do you think of this?
I think you got scammed so bad
Why am I getting scammed? Well, tell me why am I getting scammed?
because a Brita pitcher does the same thing. Are you drinking your shower water or toilet water? If not, then you've wasted your money.
Well, the water, I guess, it's better you using that way if you drink out of the bathroom sink water. I drink out of the bathroom sink water sometimes, or like anywhere else in the house. It's all filtered, and then like the water you use out of the kitchen is going to be even more filtered. This doesn't sound like a good idea to you?
So stupid.
You This is not how you spend your $5,000?
The
Okay.
worst.
Okay. So, as part of this, we have the system that we installed has to be serviced every 6 months or a year.
I mean, I do have to change my Brita filter every few months too.
Okay, so it cost. Originally it was like I think they include the first year of servicing free. From there, it was like $400 something a year to service the system they set up.
How much?
Was that $400 a year to service this thing?
Uh-huh.
We're like a 4-year servicing plan, $400, where they bring. So in the basement, by the boiler, there's a filter system where you have to put salt in it. And the salt, they have to bring the bags of salt. They check the system, and they make sure everything is going fine with both the reverse osmosis system and the thing here in the basement. How does that sound to you?
I mean, I do change the Brita filter every other month, so that's like $50 a year. So
Okay. So this is seeming. Are you interested?
Did he also sell you a bridge in Brooklyn?
Okay, they might as well. So, anyways, we're doing this, and we put the salt in. Every month, they have to go check the thing where the salt is. Every time they come to our house, and this is supposed to be included, I guess, in like every time there's an issue with it. Like literally every time for the first like 5 times they came to our house, like there was an issue with it.
Wait, you've had this for months and you haven't said anything?
Oh, I've had this since like 2020. We got this in 2020. There's a reason that I'm bringing it up now, though. Well, I'll get to that.
When they come, are they giggling?
Okay, so anyway, so they do that, and they I guess the salt is part of the like. There's also included as a water softener. So like instead of having hard water in your house, you have soft water.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you touch water, you're like, that water's so hard. I wish the water was soft.
Yeah, ouch. Ouchies.
Do you know what the hard water and soft water means?
I just come out of the shower covered in black and blues.
Yeah, you're like, holy shit, I've been beat. I'm getting bruised.
Water's hard, man. It mugged me.
That's fucking some hard water. So I guess soft water maybe gets soapier. Your soap gets soapier, and hard water like can give you more skin issues if you have hard water.
Mm-hmm.
Soft water is better for your skin.
Were you
I don't
having
know.
skin problems before you got this?
None whatsoever. But it's hard water has I think more calcium.
Yeah.
And he showed us in our house like look here, you have calcium buildup by your like the water on your fridge. That's because you have hard water. You need softer water. We're like, soft water. That sounds soft. Do it, man.
Sign me up.
Okay, so we're getting this done. Over time, they keep raising the price of the servicing
Of course.
to the point where it's like the servicing plan is like $700 a year.
Jesus.
And I'm like, hey, honey, what kind of fucking scam have you signed us up for? This is getting fucking insane.
That's like, it's not going up a little. That's like an extra $100 a year it's going up.
She's like, we're not going to do their servicing plan. We'll just come like once a year. We're not going to do the servicing plan they offer. So we'll pay for less.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fine. Then she's like, I tried to book our service appointment. They didn't call me back. Oh, okay. Well, like, call them again. I don't know why you're telling me this. Turns out, company went out of business. They went bankrupt or something. I don't know. They didn't tell us. They're just out of
There
business.
wasn't a huge demand for house-wide water. No way. No way.
No way whatsoever. So anyway, we still have this system.
Uh-huh.
So we still have to get this system fucking serviced because apparently if you don't service it, then the water like the filters like get corroded and then you're drinking dirty water from the filter. Again, like this is, by the way, if you add this up, like if we're paying like, let's say you pay $400 a year to get this serviced, then that's 4,000 over like if you live in the house for 30 years, you're paying like an extra 12 grand for the system.
Well, you said it's up to 700, so now you're up to
700.
Like,
I fucking who knows?
now you're up to
Anyway,
like 20,000.
it's something crazy. Okay, for the life of this. So anyway, so that's the problem. So my wife is calling places to like, hey, can you service this? Can you service this? Finds a plumber. By the way, also at some point I had a plumber come to my house for an issue with the sink, and he's like, "You guys seem to have a reverse osmosis system." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, no, those aren't up to code." I was like, "How can you tell it's not up to code?" He's like, "Because you have one." It's like, "What?" He's like, "They're just not up to code at all. Like, there's just, you can't. They're literally just not up to code." Well, what should I do about it? He's like, "I'm just telling you that it's not up to code, and like you're not supposed to have them."
So you basically decreased the value of your house.
So it gets even better.
This is amazing. I can't believe you've held on to this for 4 years.
Oh, well, the reason this is the culmination. The culmination.
I would have
Okay.
thought day one you would have been complaining about this.
First of all, we put a deposit down before COVID. Like you had to pay like $2,500 up front. And then COVID hit, and so we had like didn't have to worry about it for like 9 months or something like that. And then the guys, they called and they're like, "We think it's safe to come into your house and do this." And my wife's like, "Yeah, like it's safe, let's do it." I'm like, "How about we eat the $2,500 and have them not come?" I'm like, I don't want to pay the rest of the money. She's like, "We're doing it." I'm like, "Okay."
Is she
anyway,
taking like sips out of the toilet, or like?
I should be drinking on the toilet. Anyway, so $5,000 in, then like $400 a year, maybe $701 a year. Like we're paying a lot of money basically, and now we have to buy the salt separately because this company's out of business. So we were like having a company that will. While I had my back injury, this company would come and drop off like usually every month or so. You need these bags of salt, and so each bag of salt's like 50 pounds. I had this major back injury. Well, I'm like, we need the salt. She's like, "Well, you can go to Home Depot and get them." So I'm like, "Well, like Home Depot's like 40 minutes away and I'm injured." So a company drops off like 10 bags of salt on our front porch. I have to figure out how to get the salt down to the
500 pounds of salt.
with my injured back. My kids come home, they're like, why is there a salt fort basically in front of our house? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. I had to basically take 10 bags of salt down the basement stairs into the basement with my back, and I'm like, the whole time I'm like, don't re-injure your back. Don't re-injure your back. Don't re-injure your back.
How'd you carry him on your shoulder?
Something like that. I got him down here. I mean, you can also, I would like to just throw him down into the basement, but then salt would get everywhere. And I thought about that for half a second, just throw him on the stairs. But
I'm waiting for the part where they come back and say you have to store the salt a special way, and we have this special salt container for you for only $200 a month.
So my wife had found someone who could service the thing. And she was told basically the reverse osmosis thing, you have to get it serviced at least once a year. If you wait longer, the water's gonna get dirty. So she's like, "Well, we can wait till December, and get it serviced in December, this past month, this month, and then we'll get it serviced." And the other thing, of course, is we are redoing our kitchen this summer. So as part of that, we talked to them like you would have to have the company come and remove the reverse osmosis thing and then put it back. We were basically told it would be cheaper just to put a new system in. You just trash this, throw this all one out because it's cheaper to put one in than taking it out and putting it back in. So we're like, we bought a reverse osmosis system that we're going to take out and now throw away and get a new one because we have to have this reverse osmosis system. So anyway, the company comes. Here's where the punchline comes even better.
Wait, nobody broke down and said, "Let's just use Brita pitchers after all this"?
No. This doesn't.
My
wife did say we could use the water filter on the refrigerator. There's a filter on the refrigerator. You know the water on the door.
Yeah.
There's a filter you put into the refrigerator.
Yeah.
You replace them every 6 months. Mm-hmm. They're like $40 a piece.
Yeah.
Not $5,000, but not good enough in our household. Anyway, so the plumber comes.
Are like the neighborhood kids coming over saying, "I heard about the purest of pure water is at this house"?
The plasmoids are coming over our house to drink the water.
That's what they're searching for, the purest water in America. And they don't know that it's in Long Island and not New Jersey.
So the guy comes to our house and he does the servicing. Also, so as part of the servicing, he's like, "Oh, these filters that you're using on your reverse osmosis system, They don't really sell them anywhere. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, I called the supply place. They don't think they're sold anymore. So what do we do? He's like, I don't know. He's like, just the filters they have, maybe you can find them on eBay, but like they don't seem to be sold anymore. So the reverse osmosis system we have, like, can we use other filters? No, this reverse osmosis thing is made for a certain type of filter, which is no longer being sold.
Oh my God. I was waiting for you to say they delivered, like you bought the wrong kind of salt. And you had
No. Actually, I haven't even hit the culmination of the story.
Oh my God.
Okay, so he tells us like you pretty much like your reverse osmosis system is useless. You can't use it basically. And we're like, okay, we'll just remove it. The kitchen's being torn apart, so we're in the summer, so we'll just there's a separate faucet. We just don't use it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, well, how is the like the filter in the basement? It's like, filter? You mean like the water softener? No, the water filter. Is everything good with the water filter? Like the whole house water filter? You don't have a whole house water filter. You have a water softener. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, if you want, you don't have to have this reverse osmosis thing. You can just get a whole house water filter if you want in the future, instead of having this thing under the sink. Sir, hang on. No. We have a whole house water filter downstairs in the basement. No, you have a water softener system. You do not have a whole house water filter.
So they lied to you?
My wife's like, the contract says they were putting in a whole house water filter. He's like, I'm not part of this company. You should contact them. They're out of business. He's like, well, maybe this is why they're out of business, because all you have in your basement is a water softener. You do not have a whole house water filter.
Wow, so they just made the whole thing up.
You never able to drink out of the toilet. Our water was just soft water to drink out of the toilet. We have a water softener, but the water filter we bought, the whole house for $5,000, was literally never installed because we're so fucking stupid. We fell for this.
So what were they doing when they were coming over to service it?
They were servicing we have a water softener system. They were servicing that. And they were servicing the reverse osmosis piece of shit we have upstairs. But there was no, he was never, I mean, when I think about it, I'm like, well, I don't actually see a filter downstairs. I see like there's a couple of canisters, and I just assumed the filtering was going on in the canisters. I've never seen him change an actual filter from the basement, because he's never had to change a filter from the basement, because they never sold us what they told us they were selling us.
Wow, that's crazy.
So we never actually bought a whole house water filter. We did buy a piece of shit reverse osmosis system. I remember at the time reading like a lot of these companies are kind of shady. But my wife was like, no, we found this was recommended by people and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, you did your own research. This is great.
So now what are you going to do? Are you going to be a normal person and get a Brita pitcher, or what are you doing now?
Well, so far my wife was like, okay, until June when we're doing the kitchen, we'll just use we can use the water, drink from the water from the refrigerator, because we got a new filter, paid $40 for that. And that seems more efficient than even having a Brita. Then we might either have a new reverse osmosis thing put in for like $1,000.
But why?
Or do a whole house water filter for like $4,000.
Did she have a bad water experience growing up? A traumatic water event?
She was drowned in hard, unfiltered water.
Like, why? Why is this a thing?
I don't know, but like I have to stay married, so I have to you have to put up with things that are insane. And sometimes
I don't know, that's a lot.
This is sometimes you're like, oh yeah, well, you want to do it, you just take the reins and you do this. And how would she know the company's a fraud and everything else? And I was involved at the meetings with the guy, the contractor person, this company. Turns out the company, it'd be like something you're like, shit, we're gonna contact this company, we're gonna sue this company, but the company's out of business already. I guess the previous homeowners who got scammed already sued this company. That's why they're out of business, probably.
I'd be like, I'm not mad. I'm not going to yell. We did it your way, and now we're going to do it my way. And here's your
drink
pitcher.
The fucking dirty water.
Yeah, here's your pitcher. We have room in the fridge. I made room on the top shelf, and there it goes.
So yes, I have been drinking. I guess the water. I'm glad I wasn't drinking. The water we're using in the entire house was never filtered. It was just soft.
And you're all
soft to touch.
fine. So what's the problem?
I don't even know what the problem is because I don't give a shit. I was drinking the water before we got the filters and the reverse osmosis system. The filters they no longer make, and the thing's a piece of crap, and the company went out of business. And now when we do our kitchen, we have to basically rip the whole thing out, and it's more expensive to take it out and then put it back in. So at some point, we're either getting a new reverse osmosis system or a new whole house water, or maybe I can just talk her into like the $200 Brita, like a really like high end Brita.
Honey, I found
Brita
a new.
comes with a touchscreen.
Honey, I found a new filter company. It's called Sirius this time, Inc. I can't believe you're gonna get another one. This is
Oh
wild.
my god!
I mean, you don't even like spending an extra $5 on valve caps. This must be killing you.
Did I tell you how we got a whole house? We got a generator for the house many years ago, and it turned out the generator wasn't really big enough. It didn't do the whole house. It did like only thing it didn't cover was it didn't cover air conditioning and like the microwave and like the washer and dryer,
Okay.
which usually you lose power for like 24 hours at most, so it's not really much of an issue. And
Yeah.
like if you're gonna choose heat or cold, like if you're in the winter and you don't have heat, like you're like that's like really like that's really dangerous.
Yeah.
But in the summer, if you don't have AC for like a day, like you're a little hot, not a big deal, right?
Hey, use some fans. Yeah.
So a couple of years ago, like 2020 or 21, there was like a 9-day blackout. And it also happened to be 112 degrees out, the entire blackout. So our house was, everyone's like, oh, you have a generator. I'm like, well, I got the cheaper generator and blah, blah, blah. Turned out also like, it was like the shitty, like we got like, even though it was like the right brand, it was like the wrong size and shit. We spent like 5 or 6 or 7 grand on that. That blackout broke the generator. And we had to get a new generator.
Having a house sounds awesome.
And we had to spend like 7, like we had to get a bigger one for like, they were like, we could get a new permit or we can just like use the old permit, be shady about it and do it in one day and like be shady. I can't. They're like, it'll be twice as much. Just fucking here's $5 more thousand. Fucking put a generator in.
Jesus. Yeah. Having a house sounds like fun.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun, especially when you get water filters and generators that don't work and you have to keep replacing shit. I'm surprised my roof isn't like just like we got a new roof when we first moved in. I'm surprised that the roof hasn't already fallen off basically
Right.
with our luck. Why did you get a roof made out of paper mache? I don't fucking know. When the company's out of business, shit.
Maybe the exterminator was sprinkling ants in your basement.
Holy fuck. At least we don't see the ants that much anymore, so that's something.
He just has a vacuum full of ants and he puts it in reverse and just blows ants all over your basement.
That does sound right. Anyway, I'm a fucking moron. I am so dumb. Anyway, so I'll let you know how it goes with our new water filter coming up.
Yeah,
The new generator's working fine.
Keep me posted. Holy shit. We got 2 quick questions before we go.
Yeah, we gotta go. So let's do the questions.
As if says, why did so many Americans jump off the brink in the election? I didn't run a proper campaign. And it was only write-ins this election, so I wasn't expecting a lot of votes for Brink.
I think Jay should have. I think Brink of Sanity candidate should have won.
Yeah.
By far the best candidate. No one else was even close.
And Patrick writes, should politics as we know it be abolished, and should we go back to the days where philosophers were the rulers of society? Wouldn't that be interesting, having smart people make important decisions instead of just like rich people?
I don't know. Do you want people philosophizing about the shit either?
I mean,
What's that even going
it's
to
just
mean?
philosophers. Well, back then philosophers were like the smart people. Like when you rather like scientists and like, I don't know, just
We've
smarter.
given the dumb people like 200 years to try to run the country. How's that going?
Right. I figured, yeah, let's go back to having smart people run the country.
That would be good. But how would we elect smart people when we're all morons?
That's true.
They'd be like, "Sir, you said you were a smart person. We can't let you vote. We heard about your water filter system.
I know you have an
you don't-"
IQ of 145, but you're running independent, so I can't vote for you.
I don't think I'm smart enough to elect a smart person.
All right. I know you got to go. So thanks for listening. The Brink of Sanity at gmail.com, Brink of Sanity 3 on Twitter, Brink of Sanity on YouTube and Instagram and Patreon. And we have a Discord. That'll be in the show notes if you want to join that and chat with us.
Also, if you have any advice on home water filters, reach out because I don't know anything about them apparently, like what they look like. So I know if I get another one, I know I actually have one. That would be helpful.
There you go. And I know we mentioned last episode that we were having an interview that got delayed until January, but we will be doing that January 9th. So something to look forward to. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.